Everybody. Hey, glad to see everybody here. Oh my goodness, today's going to be a great day. I hope so anyway. We're going to do something pretty cool today. So, hi, I'm Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and you are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday daily stitching retreat where sometimes we stitch, sometimes we cut, sometimes we scan and cut. Today we're going to snap applique, and so I know that's going to be pretty exciting. A lot of you are learning this method of doing applique in a snap. That's why I call it snap applique. Hey everybody, good morning. This, just like any retreat, we've got a virtual kitchen. So wander over there. There's coffee, juice, all kinds of goodies. And while you're on your way into the kitchen, there's a thumbs up button right below the video. Just hit that on your way in if you would be so kind. I'd appreciate that. So, oh my goodness, this is great. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about oh my goodness. There are so many of y'all who want to jump in with both feet, and you're like, I love this snap applique thing. I love Amy Bradley patterns. Let's do Quilt Diva. Y'all, Quilt Diva is a very, very advanced pattern because of the way it layers, and it's going to require multiple hoopings in order to get it right. And just like anything, when you start doing a skill and you start learning a skill of some sort, you've got to take baby steps. And I can appreciate your enthusiasm, but even I look at Quilt Diva and scratch my head. So, oh, good. Yeah, matter of fact, let me see here. Somebody said something about being from the UK. Oh, speaking of which, let me give you a little Sunny update. Sunny texted me, Linda Fox. She texted me and she said, so if you're brand new, first of all, please let us know in the chat that you are new. And then we've got a welcoming committee that will just inundate you with big virtual hugs and give you big hellos. Okay. So Sunny is a master embroiderer, and she hangs out in our group, and she does amazing things. And she just got out of the hospital from a double mastectomy, and you guys have been sending her all kinds of cards. She says, good morning to you. Update for Stitchuation peeps if you want. A huge thank you for all the cards, messages, gifts, treats, and virtual hugs from around the world, Australia to Sweden to UK to all over. Big hugs lightly, because she's still bandaged, you guys. Big hugs back to all. Still awaiting pathology reports, so we're still waiting on getting some information on that, hopefully this week. For those not on my personal page, here's some morning sunrise, sunshine for all of you. And she loves to take pictures of sunrises when she is out. She's a world-class runner. She's a retired Navy Master Chief. Let me get these pictures. Yeah. So, and when she's out, when she sees beautiful sunrises and she's out running, she'll stop and snap a picture. And then she says, P.S. If Jackie Hallman is listening, I sent her a message. She may not have checked. She is one town over from me where I grew up. Maybe they went to school together, and she wants Jackie to check her messages. So, all right. Isn't the internet a great thing? Sometimes it's not a great thing, but sometimes it is. So, did I know her in the Navy? No, Carol. I was in the Air Force. We served, probably our years were overlapping, but she did one service and I did the Air Force. So no, I did not know her. No mention of the Quilt Along from Connecting Threads. Anyone else join and get their fabric? And yes, prayers. Okay. So I did join the Quilt Along from Connecting Threads as well. I have a teleconference with them this week. I think it's it's either the 27th or 28th, tomorrow or the next day. I can't remember. And I don't have my fabric either. So yeah. All righty. Here from South Australia. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so this morning I wanted to do a little snapplique. Snapplique is where you take a paper pattern for applique, and the traditional method is to iron. You want to take some heat and bond light and put it on top of the pattern and trace on the lines, you know, through the pattern, and then rough cut that, iron that to some fabric, and then cut it out, stitch it down with your domestic machine. I don't have the patience for that. I don't want to do that. So what I do is I've been doing this for a couple years, and until I gave it a name, it just kind of, you know, floundered, and people were like, I don't know what she's talking about. So I have been given permission by Nancy Halverson to do the digitization of her On Wander Lane patterns. And I wanted to do the Sing, this bird right here. It's a cute little wall hanging. Isn't that adorable? And I wanted to do this today. So you did your first snapplique on a Brilliance. Good for you. That's wonderful, Chris. That's fantastic. So proud of you guys. So proud of y'all. So I've got my scan and cut here. And this Sing pattern, so we get this great big pattern in the middle of the book. And you have got two different images that you get in the pattern. You get this is the layout diagram, and then you get your parts and pieces that are going to be all of that. All right. This layout diagram will give you an idea of the scale of how big this thing needs to be, because it's laid out exactly. Okay. And the problem is, so I'm going to do this today in a 6x10. The background fabric on that is, oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up for something. For those of you that are just learning embroidery, because I get people all the time say, I'm new to embroidery and I want to get into this and I'm lost or whatever. Embroidery machines have a maximum hoop size that they can stitch. All right. And you can stitch anything on that embroidery machine up to the maximum hoop size. It doesn't say that anywhere in any manual of any embroidery machine. I don't know why. It just doesn't. It's like they think it's intuitive or something. So I am using the Designs and Machine Embroidery 6x10 magnetic hoop. That means that I can't stitch anything in here that is larger one way or the other than 6x10. Now, inside of each embroidery hoop, there is a boundary, an invisible boundary. And this is to prevent the hoop from smacking into the side of the machine, okay? So if the largest hoop you have, and this doesn't matter, so like when I made Chicken Salad by Lori Holt, some of those birds were ginormous and required multiple hoopings on my Luminaire, and the Luminaire's maximum hoop size is a 10x16. That's ginormous, okay? But it doesn't matter. The concept is the same. And that's what I want to talk to you about is concepts. So if you get this wild hair and you decide you're going to make Quilt Diva, you're going to be doing multiple hoopings like crazy. And you've got to understand the concept of what piece goes down first and then how those multiple hoopings are going to work together to put everything together in the same place. Okay. So I want to, let me see what we got here. What did Dawn, let's see. You have an Elna and also have a multi-needle Ricoma. It's always interested me. No, Dawn. You can do this in any machine, any embroidery machine. You do need I'm going to tell you, you need a brother scan and cut, because you've got to get these images digitized, and simply putting them in your printer and taking a picture of it, creating a PDF isn't going to work. You've got to create vector graphics. And that's kind of the sticking point for a lot of people. That's one sticking point. Okay. If you've got a Cricut or a Silhouette, it can't take a picture of this. You got to go through all these hoops and gyrations to get a picture of it into their cloud software and then get it to scale so it's the right size. You don't have to do that with Scan and Cut. Now, Scan and Cuts are upwards of $1,000 or they're $300. It doesn't matter which one you get. It doesn't matter if you have the old CM models or the new SDX models. It doesn't matter. They all work the same. As far as soon as it scans in the image, it creates the vector graphic for you automatically. The other thing to do is to take a picture of it with your phone and start playing with it in Inkscape, which is a free version. It's a dupe of Adobe Illustrator, and that will allow you to use the magic wand tool to create vector graphics. And if you have no clue what I'm talking about, there's a ginormous learning curve with that. And so I don't recommend it. Time is money. You know, we got a life to live. Go get a Scan and Cut. All right. If you want to do this method, I'm just telling you what to do to make your life easy. All right. So yes. So Carol found out the way this is it. It's ridiculous. The hoops you jump through with the silhouette. I had a silhouette. I sold it and I bought a Scan and Cut. All right. All right. How to remove underlying stitches in Stitch Artist 3. Well, I've shown it, Linda, on this channel, but I'll be showing it during our, this keeps jumping around. Linda, I'll be showing this throughout. Matter of fact, I might show it today. If not today, then tomorrow, depending on how, all right, you guys are trying to do stuff. I can't answer your questions, or I'll sit here and read all day, and then I'm jumping around like a squirrel, and that's not going to work. So I'm just going to kind of go through my process. All right, so let me get back to this hoop size. All right. This design, if I hold my ruler up to it, you've got to look edge to edge, right? So the background fabric is 6.5. This is a 6-inch ruler. So if I put this up here and I put it all the way over to the edge of the stem right here, right there, look, and then the leaves or the little flower, okay, just fits. It just fits. One way or the other. Now, I could do it. I could actually do it the other way. You can do it sideways. So now I know it fits. All right. Now I know it fits. The thing is, if you've got a piece that is bigger than what your hoop size can handle, your largest hoop size can handle, that's going to have to be stitched down by a domestic machine. Domestic sewing machine, put it on blanket stitch and stitch that one down. And you've got to kind of piece that out in your mind, which ones are going to be done by embroidery and which ones are going to be done by the, you know, by the applique. I mean, I'm sorry, by the sewing machine. So like Quilt Diva has got pieces of her jacket that are big. She's got pieces that overlap in and around her. And it's hard. I mean, that's a very, very large quilt, and it has to be done grouped in sections. Okay. So if I was in a situation, let's say this pattern was too large to do it in a 6x10 hoop. It was just too large and it wasn't going to work. I would stitch down the tree branch first. Okay. And then move the background pieces, the background fabric around in the hoop. You've got to rehoop it. Move the piece around where it needs to go. You want to print out your digitized pieces, print that out, and then put it exactly where you think it needs to go. So I'm going to do this the wrong way in the hoop. If I was to stitch this way, it would fit fine. Okay. If I was to do this way, it would fit fine. All right. I'm going to do it this way to show you guys how to do multiple hoopings. Yeah. So the first thing we got to do, like I said, is to digitize these images. And you get these big papers. Well, now how are you supposed to do that, right? Two different ways you can do it. You can trace the images yourself. Okay, you can trace the images yourself. These are mirrored because it assumes that you're going to be drawing on the back of heat and bond light and then ironing it to the fabric and flipping the fabric over. So we're going to need to mirror these in the cloud in Brother Canvas, and Brother Canvas is free. I know it's too early for your brain. I'm sorry, Nancy, or Vicky. I'm sorry. But the thing is that people will come back and watch this later on. All righty. So I'm not going to trace these individually because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do, oh, I'm blurry. Hold on a second. I'm glad you said that. I was doing some crazy stitching here yesterday, and I had to disconnect my internet. Let's hope this works. There. Sorry, let me I'm hardwired in now to the internet. Hopefully that's better. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, the Scan and Cut's got many different kinds of mats. They've got non-sticky mats, and that's this one. It has a black band at the bottom, and it's got a clear dust cover on it. Keeps cat fur and dog fur out, thread and all that. And then they have sticky mats. If you don't have a scanning mat, which I highly recommend you get, if you don't have a scanning mat, you definitely want to only use the low tack mat, which is the aqua colored mat. Okay. To put paper on. Don't put paper on your purple mat or your gold mat. Don't, you'll be there all day scrubbing it off. Don't do it. Okay. You don't want to do that. Promise. So I'm just folding up that pattern. Well, turning on my Scan and Cut over here. Yeah. Well, then that's the internet. Areas work. Well, my internet, I'm hardwired in. I don't know what to tell you guys. Now it's worse. I don't know, y'all. Let me see here. I don't know what is going on with my, what is that? It says I'm connected. Hello, Frito. Come here, baby girl. There she is. Hi, baby. Hello. You're blurry on the internet today. Good thing you don't have your makeup on. Oh, you don't wear makeup. Good girl. Sweet baby. No. Undo whatever I did. All right. See, that's wireless, though, and it's on the same network. So that doesn't make any sense. Let me do something here. Okay, now I've got, now that is that better? It's better. She still's cute. Thank you. Yes. No, I'm not logging off and logging back on. Good grief. I'll shut down everything and y'all, I'll be gone. Let's see. I'm showing 5 bars. Okay. No, not better. Y'all, my internet. I don't know what's going on with the internet today. Let me see something here. Oh, is that what that was? Hold on. All right. It tells you to reboot and you have 29 windows open. Let me make sure. Let me see what's going on here. All right. Internet needs coffee. I know. I've got a hotspot too. I'm looking for, there it is. Let me jump. Okay. I'm on a different network now. Is that any better? No, I don't want to do it blurry. I know it froze. I know it froze. I switched networks. Yeah, I know. I'll wait for you guys to tell me if it's any better. Yeah, I'm not in focus when I move around. That's that's an internet lag. Switch back. Not better. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to go black for a second. All right, not better. Fuzzy, fuzzy. Nah, it stinks. I hate it. Hate it, hate it. Okay, I'm back on my other network now. Okay, we're back, I think. I need all these kids to go to school and get off the internet. Y'all, I live in the boondocks and I don't have fiber. I have a 60-foot tower up off the top of my house, and it's line of sight internet all the way down to Gonzales, Texas. Cuero, actually. Cuero, I think. All right, you guys. I'm sorry about that. It's the way it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to load my mat here on the scan and cut. No, I don't have fiber, y'all. They stopped right down in on the highway at the end of my street, like a mile from my house. And they're not bringing it up here. And there's no plans to bring it up here. So I'm going to load the mat. Now I'm talking to you guys about multiple hoopings. And so this isn't about, you know, basic scan and cut lessons or anything. Okay, I'm going to scan this and scan to cut data. That's a problem. A lot of y'all, see how this is hanging off the mat? That's okay. A lot of y'all press that wrong button. You've got to scan to cut data. Let's see if this works. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, it works. Even with the thick pattern, it works fine. You know, the way I do it is I'll just give something a shot and see how it goes. All right, let's see what we got here. I can see all of the pieces that I need and then some. I'm going to choose outside only because there's not any kind of words that I need. That works. You can isolate this if you want. You can grab it and isolate it so that it's not seeing a bunch of stuff. That's completely up to you. I'm going to tell it preview. You can grab these and just really isolate things. This is very helpful to do if you are not going to play with the cloud. You're just going to do it on screen. That's helpful to do that. And that way you don't have a whole ton of stuff. Oh, Kelly has the same problem in Podunk Llano. I know. I'm going to tell it okay. Y'all, Texas is a big place. It's hard to cover all of it with fiber. Not like y'all that live near the cities. I'm going to save it to the cloud. I get people who get mad at me because I don't have fiber. Believe me, if I could get fiber, I would. I'd pay more to get fiber. Okay, so that's it. It's in the cloud. I'm done with the scan and cut for now. So I'm going to push the eject button and tell it okay. All right. Okay. So now I need to go out to Brother Canvas and clean up that image. Okay. Oh, I got to do one more thing, y'all. I have to take a picture of this image right here and save it to a JPEG. So I have, do I have a USB nearby? I do. Okay. So I need to save this one to a JPEG. This is my layout diagram, right? So I'm going to go back. I'm just going to do this again. And you want to do this so that you put everything, it's really easy to put everything in the right place. Let me put this back in here. Load my mat. All right, I need a USB stick. So I got my USB. I'm going to put it in the machine. You cannot save a JPEG. You cannot save a JPEG to the cloud. It won't work. I'm going to go to home. Is it okay to delete? I'm going to tell it okay. All right. So I'm going to tell it scan and scan to USB and tell it start. And it's going to go real slow and scan that in. Now it thinks it's too big, which is fine. I got a little notice. I'm going to pop that. There's a lever over here from 1 to 2. I'm going to tell it okay. It thinks it's too big. It's fine. Tell it start again and start. So that should work. Okay. It takes its picky sweet time to scan that in. No, we're going to have placement stitches, Terry. What it is when you get all your vector graphics together, you need to, it's really easy to put them where they need to go. If you've got a picture behind it, like a tracing, that you can just place them. It's pretty simple. We're going to have placement stitches. Okay, so this thing is going to save. All done. I'm going to tell it all right. Okay. Okay. Now I'm done with this. Let me eject that. And I need to put this in the computer. Boop, boop. The 1 and 2 Marguerite, what it does, she's talking about this switch over here on the side of the machine. That's for thin things you're going to cut. And this is for thicker things you're going to cut or scan or whatever. So 1 is thin and 2 is thick. And you don't need to worry about which one to use. The machine will tell you. If the machine thinks something is too thick, it will, it'll let you know, just like it did me. So don't even consider, do you need to move it around ahead of time or nothing. So I always leave it on 1 unless the machine tells me to move it to 2. Okay. I know, Peggy. We have a little Stitchuation, which is called crappy internet. Yeah. In Podunk, Texas is what it is. So, I'm not using the Luminaire just yet. All right. So I'm going to go out to my Brother Canvas And you don't have to have a Brother machine. Again, this is free to use regardless of whatever kind of embroidery machine you have. It does not matter. I'm going to share. So I'm glad you brought that up, Sally. All right. There are two different versions of Brother Canvas. There's the internet version where you need to be on the internet and, you know, you go to CanvasWorkspace.brother.com. You got to get out on Edge or Chrome or Safari, your browser, like if you're going to go shopping. And up in the top, you're going to type CanvasWorkspace.brother.com. There's another version of it, which you can download to your computer. And it looks completely different than the Canvas, than the online version. So a lot of people get confused about that. They say, I'm doing this and mine doesn't look like yours at all, because I don't use the download version. It's difficult. All right. So I'm going to share my workspace here. This is what the online version looks like. It's CanvasWorkspace.brother.com. You can't see that up in the top because the share screen doesn't, it doesn't show you that. All righty. Let me make sure you can see what I see. Go back over here. Yes. All right. How do you tell the difference between the cloud Canvas workspace and the other one? Are there different logos? No, El Favor, there are not. How you know, if you're going to your desktop screen, like you open a laptop and you're looking at the screen and there's a logo on the screen and you click it to open Canvas, that's the download version. That's the version that's local on your machine. Meaning you can get in the car and take it with you in the car, not be on the internet, not have any internet around you at all, and you could still do Canvas because it's been installed locally on your machine. That's a term in the tech world for meaning not in the cloud, not on the internet. Local is on your box, on your machine. The internet version, you have to open up like Edge or Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you want to use. And you double click on that and get out on the internet. And then you go to CanvasWorkspace.brother.com and it pops up. And that's what I just did. Okay. That's how you know the difference. Can you use it without your internet? If you can use Canvas without your internet, then you're on the download version. I don't use that because to me, it's more confusing. This is the online version. All right. So I'm going to just click on the My Projects tab. And y'all can see my little ghost. I've been working with him. There's my bird right there. And you've got edit and download. And I'm going to click edit. Today would be nice if I clicked on the edit button and it would edit. There we go. Slow internet today for some reason. Sorry, guys. All right. What I want to do to clean up this mat, because I've got a lot of stuff here I don't need, is I'm going to just highlight those pieces I want to keep. I'm going to move them off the mat. Okay. You can sometimes kind of just drag your cursor and select the things you want to keep. I got a line right there I don't want. And then you highlight everything else on the mat and hit delete on your keyboard. I'm going to bring everything else back in. And you guys try not to rotate these or move them around too much if you can avoid it. Okay, this looks like a grouping. I'm going to right click. Let me see if I can ungroup. I cannot. All right. Now, one of the things that's important when you do this is to understand that images that are created by companies are done in layers, and you'll get lots of layers. Like, see, we've got some stuff going on here. This has to be cleaned up. Otherwise, it's going to stitch out. So if I was doing just this tree branch first, I'm going to double click on the line And I've got all these little nodes. I need to get rid of them. That they have no business. And you get a control point here. I'm not going to get into the weeds on this. So what you would want to do, first of all, is just stitch this one. Okay, so let's pretend, we'll pretend that everything is fine. I'm going to highlight everything, right click and group. And then I want to come to the edit tab and I need to mirror it so that it cuts out fine on my fabric. That's it. And then right click and ungroup. And then you can move these things around individually. Again, don't rotate them. They are probably in the right orientation that you need. Yeah, so you want to ungroup these. Okay. I'm wondering, how bad is it, you guys? How do you deal with patterns that overlay drawn shapes? So, Deborah, I think you're talking about overlapped images. You'll get applique that have overlapped images. The best thing to do in that case is to trace each image individually on a piece of printer paper, which if you were to do that with this particular image I have on the screen, it would probably be easier for me to just go ahead and trace, like with a number 2 pencil, the branch and the bird and the beak and scan those in individually than to sit here and doink around with trying to get rid of those nodes that I don't want, because sometimes that can take forever. Okay. But that's how you do that. So we've got the images in. Now, this is now a vector graphic, and Scan and Cut has saved it as a vector graphic. So this is why you need the Scan and Cut, to not only save it as a vector graphic, but to save it to scale. You need it to be the right size, right? So that your pieces, when you cut them out, are the same size as what they're supposed to be. And your embroidery design is the same size as the pieces. So can you use both the web version and the app version? Yes. Maybe getting the app version for use when traveling. Yes, you certainly can. And if you go to Google and do Canvas Workspace download, there's a link. It'll come up and I'll show you. And it's free. You don't have to pay for it. No, you don't need to do any of that. Let me go to Google here. And I'm going to remove this and put this back on. Okay, let me present and share screen, and let's go to Google. And I want to show you, we're going to go Canvas Workspace download. Right. It doesn't matter, PC or Mac, it doesn't matter. So just click on Canvas Workspace download. Right here, the first one is the cloud version. This is the one, canvasworkspace.brother.com. This is the one you use on the internet. This is the one you can download for PC or Mac. Okay. Doesn't matter which one you have. This is help.brotherusa-usa.com. So you click on this link, download Workspace, Canvas Workspace for PC or Mac. You're going to click here to download right there. And when you click on this, you're going to get a window. It wants to know which machine do you have, right? So here's all your CM models. There's your SDX models. Just tell them which one you have. Not that it matters. Maybe it matters. I don't know. Okay. So I would click SDX 325. That's what I've got. Now you need to tell it where you are. Apparently it matters. US, Canada. Okay. And then I got to tell it where I'm living. It wants to know what language, right? And here's my download. When you click downloads, you got to go through these hoops, guys. Let's see. Search by, why is it telling me that? Recently selected SDX 325. I used to have a 225. Now you tell it Windows or Mac. And then you click OK and follow the, I don't need to download it. I already have it. So if you have to go through all of those hoops, that's the version that you're going to create a download, and then you've got to double click on it and extract it and get it installed on your computer like an application, pretty much. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there's 2 different versions, and I get people all the time tell me, mine doesn't look like yours. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. We're just using different versions of the same software. Okay. All right. I hope that helps, because that gets confusing, you guys. It says online that a 12 by 24 will work with the SDX 230D. Is that true? Yes, it is true. The issue with 24-inch mats, and I mentioned this yesterday. The one, I'm not sure about the 85, but the 125 it'll cut on a 24-inch mat, but it won't scan it. 225 and higher will cut and scan on a 24-inch mat. So there you go. Yeah, we live in the same kind of world, don't we? Yeah. Well, that's it. There's people who live in the boondocks like me, and it helps to have the downloaded version. If you're going to be on a cruise and you want to play with it, you're going to need the download version. El Faber, her husband came in. You got any money for a new cow? Okay. I know. I agree, Lynn, completely. It would help if Brother made them look the same, wouldn't it? Yeah. Because when you open up Canvas and you see a whole bunch of blue icons on the side, let me see. I think I have it downloaded on this laptop. Let me, I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. Let me open up that app. I'm clicking on the little icon on my desktop. Artspira has a mobile update notice. Oh gosh. It wants a password for me to log into the one on my desktop. I don't even remember what that is. I'd have to go looking for it. So, and here's the thing too, this little trick. Okay. If you're using the version on your laptop, not the one in the cloud, the one on the laptop, you have to log in every 7 days or it'll automatically log you out. So we had that happen on the cruise, the Scan and Cut Masterclass that I was just on with Sew and Sail, where people had it on their laptop, but they hadn't used it for a week prior. And so they had to log in again, but they didn't have the internet to log in, so they couldn't. Stuck. And it's crazy because why would you need to log in on the internet if you're using the non-internet version? It should remember your login credentials on your local machine is what it should do, but it doesn't. Yeah. That's true. The download version has features and functions that are not in the online version. That is true. That is true. It's got more fonts and more shapes and more everything. Okay. It really does. Why do I prefer the online version? Well, because it doesn't have as many fonts and shapes and all that other stuff, it's easier to use. It's quicker and easier to me. I've got to hunt and poke around, and on the, if I used it more and I was savvy with it, it would be easier. Whatever. So anyway, all right. So yesterday I was going to show you guys how to cut out that tree branch. Let me stop sharing that. And let's see. I know familiarity is, you guys don't use the web version that often. That's okay. One or the other, either one of them are fine. So my OCD-ness will not allow me not to fix this. on this branch. I wish I had that online. I could use the pan feature. See that thick line? That's not good. I'm going to click it and double click on it and get all these nodes. I've got to get this cleaned up. And then I'm going to hit minus. You've got symmetrical handles, add a point, remove a point. And I want to remove that point. There's all kinds of points here, and it's because it's on a curve. It's got to go. You can't hit delete on your keyboard. It doesn't let you. I just want to get rid of these. You know, you can go to hide control points. That makes it a little better. And sometimes they're layered on top of each other. These little things are what the scan and cut sees. Let's see. Are we done with this? I think so. Let me see this one. All right. It looks like we're done with it. Let me move this. If you're going to do any kind of movement or reshaping or anything, you want to do it now before you cut your fabric. Let me come up here. I've got one up here too. Get a little bigger. So when images are made in layers, and when they're made in layers, let's see, I'm going to click this. And that happens by computer, you guys, and there's nothing for it. So you've got to clean that up. See, there's like 3 or 4 little points right there that don't, and what you can do is you can move them. I'm going to take this. I want to get rid of it. These little points. All right, I'm going to keep that. I think. All right, that's better. So when you download this, you and I see a single line. The scan and cut will see all of the lines. When you import that into embroidery software, your embroidery software sees all those lines as well. And they break. The software sees them as broken lines. And if they're broken, what happens is you put the tree branch, you'll put a leaf on top of it or a bird on top of it, and it won't remove the hidden stitches underneath because it's broken. It sees it as an open shape and it doesn't work. So, all right. I need to save this. I'm going to come up here in the left corner and I'm going to type in OWL for On Wonder Lane. I'm going to call it Sing because that is the name of that block. I need to save it. I'm going to go to Project Inbox with an arrow and a plus sign and save it. All right, so now it is Sing. Let me fix this little bird. Man, I wish I could pan around on this. Look at that. What a hot mess, huh? I just want to get this gone. Sometimes when you do this, you'll move this and because right now it thinks that the beak and this bird are one object. All right, so watch what happens. If I delete that, watch what happens. This is going to jump up here and connect. See, and it misshapes the bird, and I don't want that. So it is easier sometimes to just retrace these on their own and then not have to fiddle with it. So this can be tedious. This is what I do, you guys. I'm going to move this down here. I want to get rid, and I can see which one is highlighted there. It just won't go away. This, you can sit and fiddle with this until you drop over dead. I'm telling you, and it'll drive you crazy. I've got multiple nodes here. Let me get rid of that one. There we go. Anyway, so it's easier to just retrace that bird with a pencil and scan it in again all on its own, and then it won't be broken and it won't have weird stuff. So you had to draw the beak? Yeah, Elizabeth, I understand. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you for my super sticker. I appreciate that. So Maureen's showing her appreciation for the content, even if it might be blurry. I'm sorry. Is there a cheat sheet for all the little symbols you use on CanvasWorkspace? Ooh, I wish, Elfaber. No, it's up here. And I don't write it down because it's never enough. Never enough. And as soon as I write it all down, brother will change the software on me. And then what I've got isn't good enough. Yeah. Allison says the backspace key will delete the nodes. Really? No kidding. Let me try that. Because that would be handy if I could just I want to see where this node right here, I think, is the culprit. I can hit backspace. No, ma'am, doesn't work. Not on the online version. I have to hit this one. So I wonder, right click, can I don't subtract apart. It's easier just to trace it. I didn't think that worked. I've tried that before. Yeah. Could I put paper over that line prior to scanning? I actually think that line is the fold in the paper. Probably is. Yeah, it's better now because the kids left for school. I know. I wish there. Somebody wrote me and said, hey, I want to put these process steps for Snapplique on our Facebook group. Is that okay? And they were like high-level process steps. I said, that's fine, but get ready for, but what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Right? Allison, if you're using the download version, it might work. On the online version, I've hit the delete key, backspace key, couldn't get it to work. It's just a mouse click. It's not that big of a deal. So, but yeah, it's much easier. It's easier just to trace it. Put it in, scan it again. I don't have a piece of paper around here, I don't think. I might. Let me see. No, that's a pattern piece. A lot of times I'll have paper in here from previous projects that I could scan something, but I think I came in and cleaned it up. I think I did. Let me see. Nope. Everything I've got in here, that's Frankenstein. Yep. Monster, Frankenstein. So much fun. It's, and the trick about doing this, you guys, is to understand that, so I'll go ahead and retrace that bird and everything, and we'll do a multiple hooping tomorrow. Dee Dee wants to know, what long arm do I have now? I have the King Quilter 2 from Sewing Machines Plus. And I got to tell you something. I love that machine. Oh my goodness. I love that machine. I've got Pro Stitcher Premium on it. And I spent yesterday doing, let me turn you guys around. I spent yesterday, I did a little video of it on our Facebook group. Yeah. I spent yesterday doing this Home Again quilt. You can't see all the orange, but it's right at the end. I've got one more row to go, and then I'll be finished. So, yeah. Let me turn this. I don't want to make you guys dizzy. So, yeah, I'll trace that bird and the branch and everything tomorrow and get it all straight. Tomorrow we'll cut out some pieces and stitch those down, so that way folks don't miss it. But, well, Judy, you went and listened to the news. That's fine. Yeah, there's some stuff going on in the world today. I don't want to talk about it because somebody might watch this, 2 years from now. Won't know what we're going on about. Yeah, you can save it to the computer. There's a big download button and you would do that. So you need to take over your garage. That's what I did, Jane. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Not Jane, Sally. Yeah. Yeah, the Home Again quilt, the one I did is in orange and white. Yep. Did I do the membership? No. I don't have a membership with Pro Stitcher. I guess I could, Lynn. I didn't even think of that. Right now I'm still getting savvy with the software. I'm still learning it. Oh, which reminds me, Thursday, noon Central, 10 Pacific, noon Central, I will be doing a live with Sew Machines Plus and demonstrating putting a quilt on the long arm, playing with Pro Stitcher and getting it stitched. I've got about an hour. I have to, they asked me to do that. And I said, sure, I'd be happy to. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll give it a shot, right? That's how I roll. So, okay. Can I review in Canvas when to use the, oh, Sally, thank you so much for your sticker. Thank you. You're very thoughtful. I appreciate that. Yeah, that buys more applique patterns, doesn't it? Thank you so much. Can I review in Canvas when to use the Save Project Override, Save Plus, and Big Download? Sure, I'll be happy to do that. So, I have got this bird where I don't want it to be. So I'm going to Control Z and undo all of this hot mess right here. Okay. I don't know if that's a fold in the paper or not. See all the stuff I did to it, tweaking it, making it move. I'm Control Zing like crazy. All right. So I have already saved this as On Wander Lane Sing. So I know that the tree branch is good to go and all these other pieces are good to go. I just need to fix that. Oh my world for an eraser button, right? But so you have on the project tab, you've got an inbox with an arrow. That's just overwrite, meaning I'm going to save it as the same project name, leave it as is. This one is, see the plus sign, that means new. So let's save to a new project. So I'm just going to overwrite it right now. When I saved On Wander Lane Sing, I saved it here. And here is the overwrite. So I'm just going to overwrite it. So now, the last time I saved it, I had not removed the nodes, those extra nodes on the tree branch. And then now I need to remove these nodes right here. Okay. So at least that is done. And that's good. I don't have to worry about that. And now I can do this one. Now the download, when you hit download, big old download button. So I've got OWL Sing. There's my vector graphic. That's just like an SVG, but Brother uses the FCM format. So I can save it to my computer or I can save it to Scan and Cut. I can send it down to the machine to cut out. Okay. I can do that right now. We're getting there. So it says Scan and Cut transfers ready. So we can cut out everything except the bird, I reckon. We could do that. I'll do the bird later. I'm going to turn this back on. Go back to home. Okay. I need to find a mat with some stick on it. And I've got this aqua mat, and it doesn't have very much stick on it. It's very, very non-sticky. So I want to cut out just the tree branch, and I've got my fabric for that. This has got Heat and Bond light on the back of it. If you ever go to pull your Heat and Bond light off, see how that looks glassy? It's kind of shiny and glassy. If it's not glassy, it's not adhered good enough. And you need to make sure that it's nice and glassy like that. Y'all, I put my scraps together of Heat and Bond. And because it's not very sticky, I'm going to give it a shot of some Sulky's KK2000. That doesn't gum up your needle. I'm just going to throw this on here. Okay. That'll hold just fine. Easy peasy. I am still sharing my screen. Let me stop doing that. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Renee, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate that sticker. All right. So I want to cut this out now, just the branch, because multiple hoopings, right? So I'm going to put the mat in. Uh-oh, it went in sideways. It hates it. I've got an error. I'm going to unload. It says it will unload. That's what happens when you don't put it in there straight. And then it'll get little bends in it. That's not good. It happens. Fabric up or down. So Wanda, I mirrored it already. So I'm using fabric up, pretty side up, heat and bond side down. All right, let's try this again. You need to load straight, Mr. Matt. Oh no, stop. Not happy. Oh, good grief, look at that. Come on. Y'all, welcome to my world. This mat has probably seen better days. Unload this. Why are you being like this? See, you guys, this happens. And I'm glad it happened now so you guys can see it. I want to get these corner edges just right. I'm going to sit straight on. There we go. Ta-da. Not the end of the world. You just have to work with it. Okay. Do you always have to mirror it when you put it face up? So Maureen, all I'm doing is making sure that when it cuts just like the picture layout diagram. If I didn't mirror it, it would be backwards. Okay. It gets confusing, but these, because the author, the pattern designer thinks that you're going to trace it on the back of heat and bond light and then cut it out and flip it upside down or flip it right side up. That's what they think. So I just mirrored it in Canvas and then sent it down. Now, when I look at the image on the screen, I'm going to go to retrieve data and I'm going to get it from the cloud. Let me zoom in. All right. Now I'm looking at the tree branch, and if the tree branch, hold on, let me get my little deal. I want to cut everything except that bird. I'm going to touch the bird, edit, and hit the trash can. Tell it okay. All right. I want to move. While I'm here, let me just do this. So the bird and the beak go. Whoop, the bird and the beak. I'm going to set those fabrics aside. Let me wide out here. Go a little wider. All right. So there's the branch, and I've got. I need to get my KK2000 out here. All right. I need my book so I can see exactly what piece is what. All right. Oh, and if you guys are making on Wander Lane, go out. There is a pattern correction if you're going to do any of that. So inside the book, I printed all the pattern corrections. So Blossom Trail has pattern corrections. All right. So this is the dark little, that's the little inner piece. So I want to take that little inner piece. I'm going to put it right up here, approximately where I put the fabric. It doesn't matter because we're going to scan it in and figure out what goes where. Okay. My little leaves. I've got 2 little leaves. Let's see here. I'll put those. Right down here. That's these guys. I'm putting them approximately where they need to go. Okay. This is the outer flower. All right. And then this is the inner flower. And then here's my little wing. I don't know. Yeah, hold on. All right. So my tree branch is right here. Here's my wing. That goes over here somewhere. That is, what is that? That's that. What is that? Is that another little piece? Oh, that's a, oh. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, this goes on the same red as this. This goes on a dark green, same as those little leaves. That's not red. See, it's kind of hard to tell what's what. Let me put this here. I don't know. Okay, this one is the inner red flower. That's the dark green. What is this one? This one is the pink, and this one goes, I think I've got things turned around. That's not going to cut out correctly. Yeah, I'm in a hurry, and I'm going to, because we're way past, but I want to figure this out and get it right. Okay, the wing is in the right place with the fabric, sort of, okay? And then the tree branch is the green. That goes right about there. And then this dark red. Okay, I've got a dark red, a medium red, and a pink. The pink is correct. Here is the medium red. That is correct. There is another leaf. And that's the smallest of those, I think. I think it's this one. Goes right here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of approximately placing things on the screen where the fabric is. Okay. And there's this little tiny, where is that dark? That's correct. All right. I think that's it. I think. If not, I'll fix it. All right. So I did everything except the bird and the beak. And that's it. I'm going to tell it okay. And I want to scan the mat now. So let me get in here and show you guys. I want to hit the scan button right there. You know, it's going to take a picture of what it sees on the mat. So there's different pieces and parts to this. You got to scan in the images. You got to cut out your images. Okay, everything on the mat is, you can't see the designs, okay, because the fabrics are dark. So there's a little wrench right here. And we got background dark. I'm going to change it and tell it okay to background, light background. There, now I can see. This is the beauty right here of this machine. This is why. Let's see, I want to make sure I got all this right. I like to have about 1 inch or so around all of the pieces. There's something wrong. I'm supposed to have two green leaves, and I've only got 1. I think this goes here. I didn't realize there was 3 parts to that. And I think this goes over here. And this guy goes here. And my wing, move it up. All right. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. Pretty sure. Double checking things. That is what it is. I'm going to tell it okay. And select and cut and start. All right. Now let's hope everything doesn't scooch around on my non-sticky mat. Yeah. There are several corrections to On Wander Lane. Yes, you are welcome, Lynn. Yeah. Can I send it to the Baby Lock wirelessly like you can with the Brother? Okay, Brenda, that feature is only available. No, so in short, no, you can't. I don't use that feature, so it's not that big of a deal. So if I was cutting the bird and the beak too, I would be using a 24-inch mat because this isn't big enough for all the pieces. Uh-oh, I got a problem. Oh, maybe it's all right. Okay, so let's see how we did. That's perfect. Yeah. I had an issue here on this one. I can fix that. I'm pretty sure. Now, if you have something like this happen where it only cut part way, the trick to fixing that, you can either cut out the paper and try to trace around it and figure where it's going to go, or you can purposely cut it too large and then run the placement line twice. And the second time you run the placement line, it's going to act like a tack down where it needed to be, and then you can trim the extra fabric away. So that's a trick, okay? You go to arttoheart.com to get the corrections, Patty. Arttoheart.com. That Art to Heart is the name of the company that makes the patterns. Where's my book? I'll show y'all. Right here, Art to Heart. That's the name of the company. Okay. There are several corrections out there. Most of them are for cutting for the quilted blocks. Okay. There's no design corrections for like what I'm doing, but they're cutting. This one is for on page 4, undercutting the chick in the nest block. It should read F is 2 1.5-inch squares, just like a regular quilting pattern correction, that thing. So yeah, just that's what it is. So if you're not quilting the actual block, you know, maybe you're just doing applique, it's fine. I didn't see any anyway. I looked at them all. 6 corrections total. Yeah, I printed them out myself, and then I just stapled them in the book so that when I open the book, I look at it and go, oh, does this apply to me? Depending on what I'm making. Yeah. Yes, Sandra, I am making each month. I've been doing that. You never know. I'm doing them in the Stitchuation room because I'm not doing them like as a pre-recorded tutorial. So here's the one I just did. And that turned out super cute, but you know, May is Monday, right? And Easter, you know, this is no longer applicable on Monday. So that's why I jumped to this other one now. Do you order Embrilliance Essentials from me? So Glenda, there is a link below the video where you can click to get Embrilliance. And then when you click that link, it jumps you over to the Embrilliance website. But when you start on my link first, I get credit. And it's a commission for me from Embrilliance. That's how I make my living now, you guys. So you guys, when you start clicking either on my blog, where it says shop PTWT links, and you can start on any one of those and go. And so I'm missing a whole month. Yeah, I know. Well, that's okay. I just kind of started with March. I just started with March. No, I started with February. I did the little love owls in February. Oh, I messed up. April is Monday. My bad. April. Wow. Yeah, so April is Monday. I'm not going to work on this anymore today. We'll do it some more tomorrow, okay? And pick up where we left off. And that way you guys can see how I'm putting together this kind of stuff. So, all right, y'all, we are way over time, but I wanted to get those pieces cut out. Are there any coupons? Not right now. There are no coupons for Embrilliance right now, but they do have them on sale. So I don't know when they're going to do another one. But anyway, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me. I apologize for the internet fuzzies. Is what it is. If I could fix it, I would. But I love you guys. I will see y'all in the morning. Hit the thumbs up button and we'll talk to you soon. You guys go say something. Bye.